Let's move on to Falcons, Cardinals. Donnie, this total has gone up, and I understand it. Here, this is a total going up. I understand. Opened at 49.5, now 51.5, even 52 is a Bovada and bookmaker. Atlanta opening up at -2.5, and that's where they stand. Atlanta is so bad right now, but they are the better football team, aren't they, Donnie? They got to be the better football team than the Cardinals. They have to be able to beat Arizona. The Cardinals are so far away from being real competitors. The Falcons should be able to put up points. What about the Falcons and the over here, Donnie RightSide?
Yeah, I agree with you there. And I think, sometimes you're taking a look at how badly they got beaten last week being the Atlanta Falcons. I understand that they were outclassed versus Tennessee. How could you bet this team? Their football coach is probably going to be fired. But it does get back to NFL rosters and where these teams can – Arizona's defense is not good, and they don't have Patrick Peterson still coming back in on defense. That offense, as long as you get some time, maybe we'll get a little bit healthier on the Atlanta Falcons offensive line. They should be able to move the football and move the football at will versus Arizona. When you watch Arizona, the one thing that they do well is the quarterback is always on the move. He's going to run 10 or 12 times. He's going to make some Houdini plays out there, but it's a lot of street football, which you can get away with when you play the Cincinnati Bengals, who don't stop anything. The one thing that's interesting about Atlanta is their front seven is extremely fast. They're not built for power, but also the one key cog, which is making this Arizona offense be very fluid, is the running back position. If you're going to tell me heading into this football game that their top running back was back locked up last game and we don't know if he's going to go this week, that's a major hurdle that they're going to have to cross. If Johnson doesn't go in this football game for Arizona, I really like the Atlanta Falcons.
So do I, but I know exactly what Just Jordan is saying right now when he says, Jesus, I don't know what to say about my home team Falcons. Robert Wyman says, like the over big time for this one. I think Atlanta takes out some frustration on the Cardinals, and much love to you, Ziggy Balls, my guy. I think that the Falcons in the over is the play, and I'm not concerned about this 51.5 or 52. Do you think this move on the over needs to be done now, Donnie?
You know what? That's an interesting one because I actually think it might be a little bit different because I'm factoring in right now. I don't think Johnson's going to play in this game, and until that goes public, maybe you might get a half, maybe a point movement going south. If you think it's going to go over, we're not really worried about 50, 51 points. But I would wait because I think it's more likely that you see maybe a 50 than you see like a 52, if that makes sense. I would wait on that because I think if Johnson's out, oh my God, how are they going to score? I just think the pace is going to dictate, and Atlanta should be able to name the number. Atlanta should be in the 30s in this football game, and you'll get enough street ball out of Kyler Murray where they should be able to hold tight and get in the 20s.
That is a very excellent point, and thank you for sharing with me. I need to know what to do on this spot. Do you think this Atlanta -2.5 is set with Johnson out of the lineup?
Another thing, yeah, and it's an interesting thing because we're always talking about getting numbers, and there's the numbers that we don't like to cross over for betting are the 3s and the 7s at this point. I don't know if this number is going to turn into a hard 3 with them on the road. I don't know if that's going to be because what did it open up? -1 at some outlets offshore at SBRodds.com. Some opened up at 3, sitting in that 2.5 range. If you think Atlanta's going to win the football game, you probably should honestly take it now 2.5 because if it drops to 1.5, oh my God, I missed out on that point. The 3 is the number that you're going to worry about. If you like Atlanta, you should just like them under 3 at this point.
I do like them. I do like them. Rico Roxas says people keep taking the Falcons, and he laughs his ass off. Ziggy Ball's leaning Falcons. Jake Bell already on the over. Tom Marino leaning Atlanta in the over. Same with my guy, Ant Fam. Same with myself. Nico says Falcons is a road favorite. That's a joke. Nico says I'm not betting Falcons anymore. Jim Bean says Atlanta wins. Brent Hunt says the over seems obvious. Wow. After all these breakdowns, I'm really into this Falcon spot at this point. Very, very much into Falcons at this point.